Well, the one thing I didn't hack that I wish I would have is but you can't turn around and just put it there. No, you can't. But it's safe. Yeah. I gotta save my comments for it. Oh, that's good. Is that the Stanley brand? No, this is the regular. Oh, yeah, this is the Stanley. Oh, yeah, just the regular cheap one. It's kind of big compass too. Yeah. I think it's the compass I have money for that. That's fun. They're probably just on their bed. Oh, same can opener. Okay. Same can opener. Yeah, can opener in the other too. Oh, yeah. Two can openers. Three, I think. And one there. Yeah, I was thinking like triplets of the vital things. He's gonna have better dental health. Oh, you use that toothpaste? No, I don't. I didn't pack a toothpaste. You didn't use charcoal from your body. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can use toothpaste for toothpaste. You use it because I didn't. I'm using the pliers. Make sure it goes on top then. Yeah. Well, I screwed mine down. I was like, at one point I couldn't reopen mine. I need channel lock from the outside of the thing to find out. Is that cap or just square block on top solid? Mostly. It has a little bit of a divot in the inside. If you drill a hole in there and like put a steel rod to it and use that for luggage. Do you want to see if I can put my arm in there? I guess so. Maybe. Because I don't know if they were hard. Whoa, okay. Boom. A little more. That's all. Alright. So now when you got this up, we're going to do.
Okay, so here's my my setup. A lot less things than yours, and you know, I actually feel a little shame now. Just think about it. But so here's my thought process behind this, right? If I sprain an ankle, I can't go anywhere. I'm pretty much stuck right where I am. So if I get a bite from something, or if I get some kind of wound, I'm going to need a beefy first aid kit. I mean, taking care of yourself is paramount, and because of that, I actually went very heavy on the first aid kit.
Yeah.
I have things for blisters, because that is, your feet get wet and you're going to get blisters. I have a pair of scissors actually. I've got gloves and alcohol. I have medical tape, which if you clean up the area really well and you put medical tape around it, you can actually close up a wound fairly easy. And then a bunch of gauze and clothespins, and of course Band-Aids. That's some Q-tips and a bunch more gauze, right?
You plan on falling off your bike quite a few times.
Yeah, that's
with all these
no,
Band-Aids.
and the reason for, so here's my reasoning behind Band-Aids, and so many of them. You gotta keep your cuts clean. If you put a good enough cut on yourself and starts getting infected, you're not going anywhere. That's just, it's a fact. So I decided that I would go a little heavier on the first aid kit. Try to take care of yourself, try to take care of your feet so that you can keep moving. After that, I thought, well, food. You need two things that you need in an immediate situation, right? You need protein and you need calories. This thing here, it's from the guys at For Patriots, and what they do, they offer these high calorie tablets, right? Each one of these little squares here, it's a little bit more than one stick of butter as far as calories. It has calories, it has salt, it has all kinds of different things, but somewhere around 650 calories right here.
That's crazy.
So 1, 2, 3, so you got 3 of those, and that's just to keep you going.
What does it taste like?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
But it'll keep you alive. So.
What is
No,
it?
it's a very fatty, semi-sweet, really oily. Actually, you can open it if you want.
No, no, it's
no. Go
okay.
ahead. No, it's
What?
it's already been opened.
Oh, it's like
once today,
resealable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where'd you
So-
get this back from?
Taste test.
You can reseal it.
Oh, it's just no. It's not a resealable bag. It's just a vacuum sealed bag.
No, I don't want to open it.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I've got many more. So, with that said, many packets of tuna, because tuna, let's face it, per ounce, one of the best proteins that you can get if you're on the move and you need to keep eating.
It's not bad. What
it's
website
not-
did you get this from?
Yeah, for Patriots. Yeah,
For
so
Patriots.
they actually sell this little packets. This actually, I had to break it down to make it fit into here because they actually come into a into a bag that has 9 little blocks on it. So
It tastes like a
yeah,
Cookie.
It tastes like a sugar cookie.
Yeah, it tastes like a sugar cookie.
It tastes like a low sugar cookie.
Or like gluten
It's actually
free.
kind of good.
yeah. They've got all kinds of stuff on their website. I actually spent quite a bit of time there because some of their products are very hard to beat by anyone else.
Hey, look at there. Didn't I tell you it was finger licking good?
And these are some of the ones that if you need to get going, and I usually have the whole packet in my go bag
Okay.
because I can fit like about 3 or 4 of those big packets, and I mean that'll keep you going for a while. In addition to that, of course, Paracord. 550 cord is one of the things that you just can't do without. This will actually help you build a shelter. It'll help you do so many things. Just clothesline to dry your clothes.
Snares.
And-
Snares for hunting.
Yeah.
Well, then
definitely.
inside this, you've got what, 5 strands of nylon as well.
That's
that
right.
You could pull out.
Yeah.
Use this maybe fishing line or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's so there's so much that you can do with this, and you know, spending 22 years in the Army, I realized that is indispensable. You got to have enough of that, and so I didn't cut back on that. Well, I got a little, I mean, nothing fancy, right? But again, it has not yet another can opener. Can openers are one of those things that you gotta have if you gotta for acquiring, you know, any kind of cans and knives, cutting tools, always cutting tools. You should never have only one knife. That is pretty much setting yourself up for failure every time. Speaking of knives, I also went ahead and again, just the Ontario survival knife, very useful tool. It has a hammer, and then you can dig in the ground, soft carbon steel, so it goes dull very easily, which is the reason why it has a sharpening stone. But at the same time, it's not so brittle that you could chip it or anything. It'll just dent, and then you can resharpen it. It'll be good to go. I've cut wood with it. I
So
cut
you can
branches.
batten logs with it.
Yeah.
Split
Oh,
logs.
absolutely. You can dig holes. You can do all kinds of things with these knives. I mean, that's exactly what they were designed to do. So they're very rugged, very good knives to have. And also a pocket knife. In addition to that, you got to have enough blades. I also, because I use one of these every day, and I just think of them. I mean, we must use them probably about 20 times a day. It's great to have one of these on you, and of course, just with this, not only the pliers, but you've got wire cutters. You've got again more can openers, a saw, all kinds of different tools in here that you can actually use to help you keep going. If you decide to move at night, a headlamp to keep your hands free. I initially had packed a flashlight, but a headlamp is so much more. Not only that, but you gotta have something that separates the white and the red. You should never have the same as one function, because in one accidental press of that white light, that travels a long ways and it can be seen for miles. That was actually one of the things that we learned in SEER school. They told us to steer clear of other teams. And as we're walking through the woods, some of the guys would actually use their white lights, and you can spot them from miles away. So that is definitely something that you got to take into account. Now this one, I actually bought a rechargeable one, which this cord goes with it. But I actually had bought a rechargeable one so that you don't have to be worrying about carrying a bundle of batteries yet. The charger that I had bought did not fit in that container, so I guess I would have to sacrifice something in order, maybe downsize on my first aid kit, yeah, in order to put that in there. But that's, yeah, also, yeah, more can openers. Can never have too many of those. And oral hygiene, you gotta keep your mouth clean. Now here in the South, there are just tons of sassafras out there. That is actually in even during jungle survival and during SEER school, we were actually using the sassafras root to actually brush your teeth, and it gives you a very pleasant smell. So keeping your teeth clean will keep you healthy for sure. And now moving on to water purification. Yeah, again, yeah, another live straw, which this one has already been tested. It actually is quite nice, right? It hooks up right to this bladder, yeah, and it'll purify the water. It actually comes with 2 of these bladders, but I could only use one. But now my intent was to actually use this one to put dirty water in there, or unfiltered water, put this in here, and then just dump it into the canteen cup. It then just keep moving, you know, as it fills, just keep it going. Now as far as water purification, there's also these tablets, right? They're very useful to just drop a couple in there and then just keep going. But there's also this. You can also boil water and then just boil most of the parasites away off of the water. Then you'll be set for the most part. But in order to boil them, of course, you need fire. So I've got 3 different ways of making a fire, and then if I get creative enough, I've got a shotgun shell here, which I could actually just cut it open and get the gunpowder out of there, and then just make me a bundle of wood and actually just strike it, and they will probably catch on fire. I'm certain that it will catch on fire because I've done it a few times. I've got apple cider vinegar, very rich in vitamin C. Not only is it rich in vitamin C, but it has all kinds of good stuff within it that will keep you going and will keep you from getting sick. In addition to that, of course, keeping your hands from getting cuts or any thorns in them. I got a very light pair of Aviator Gloves. These are rugged enough to withstand splinters and thorns. They're light enough to dry immediately, and they're not too hot on your hands. So these are actually I can't think of a better pair of gloves unless you're going to do some really heavy-duty work. I also had gotten a charger, which I'll explain that later, but yeah, and then an immediate shelter, just a poncho that can also turn into a quick tent. Put the paracord on there to work and make yourself a really quick shelter just to keep you out of the rain. The intent behind the chargers was that I had thought about putting this on there. Again, another product that I'm not advertising for Patriots, but they have great deals. In some of their stuff is like so rugged. I mean, this stuff is like submersible. You can drop it. It's waterproof, shockproof. It provides you with an extra flashlight, and it's a solar panel which can charge up to 2 devices at once. I mean, this is like a really, really good thing to have it. And if I would have thought about this, I think I would have ditched the poncho and then just would have made space for this, and quite possibly for this. If you need to build a fire, I mean, there'll be plenty of twigs and little branches out there, but whenever you got to get some of the big stuff, you know, you're going to need something a little more robust. And this is, these are the ones that they're out there, and there's a ton of these in the market now. But that's, I think I would have just sacrificed staying dry, because I can always just build a shelter, but I can't always find power, and I can't always find something to cut big branches with to, again, make a shelter.
I never go to East Africa without I have a different version of this, but about the same size, and I always keep it charged up. But with it seems like whenever there's a drop of rain falling from the sky, the power goes out in my hotel where I stay, and this thing has saved my life so many times, because I have light in my hotel room, and 8 o'clock at night, all the lights are shut off, and you're like, I can't see anything. I need to get something out of my luggage, and I turn the flashlight on. But this is these are amazing.
Now, how many full charges for your cell phone does this provide?
Okay, so I was testing it out, and I could get 8 charges on my cell phone just with this
Really
one.
good.
Yeah, and those guys stand by their products. I mean, they're a very good company. Everything is made in America, of course, and they're just a bunch of people who sit there and actually think about their product and take feedback from you. So you can actually, if you buy one, and tell them that something is not working as advertised, they will either send you a new one, or they will take that into account and then come up with a better product, and then they'll send you an email to for another free one. I mean, they're just good people all around. I like them.
I wish I had thought about something like this, more compact, just condensed calories right there. I mean, that tastes good too, but that would be a serious morale booster. But yeah, and the tuna packets. This is another thing I don't go to East Africa without, are these tuna packets, because I'll sit there and just munch on these at night for dinner or whatever. But those are good, ready-made food right there. But you could also use it, I guess. These are some kind of metal, but I mean, you could use it as some kind of container, maybe.
Yeah,
It's probably got some sort of plastic
it does.
coating
I'm
on
sure,
it
yeah.
that you'd have to burn off, but yeah. I think I was I was shorting myself on the first aid stuff. I think I overdid it on food, or maybe I overdid it on shelter, and I could have had some more first aid stuff in there, but maybe like a snake bite kit or something like that. But yeah. What do you guys think?
Actually, this is exactly the reason why I put this. It's not only for a sprained ankle or for something like that, but we learn, I mean, we're in the South, so there will be snakes wherever you're walking. The venom travels on the surface, so it never goes into the arteries unless it bites you right into an artery, which is almost impossible. But if every time they inject the poison, it goes right into the surface. So as long as you tie something
Like
right
a
above it,
tourniquet.
and then you can put it, and then just wrap it around, about a 6-inch wrapping all the way between your heart and wherever the snake bit you, that will drastically slow the poison down, or the venom. And that's exactly why I put that on there as well.
One thing I forgot to mention about mine, and I'll recommend for yours too, and Stacy came up with this idea, is once you get everything, so you do like various layers as you're packing it in the tube, but take like brown rice, which is a more hardy rice, and pour it in around all the gaps, and fill the gaps in with brown rice. And as you keep stacking it, you just keep filling in all the air gaps with brown rice. So when you open it, what you do is take like your poncho and lay it out on the ground, and start pulling the stuff out and letting all the brown rice fall onto your poncho. And then you take your poncho and ball it up, and then empty all the brown rice into a Ziploc bag. but maximizing all the possible spaces. But I forgot to mention that about mine. But I mean, you could do that with yours as well.
So you don't really
absolutely.
have to seal it so moisture doesn't get in.
Yeah. Well, it would act as a moisture absorbent if moisture were to get in. So worst case scenario, you have to throw that rice away because it's all spoiled or whatever. But best case scenario, you've got half the rice is still dry and you can use it.
Yeah.
Worth it, yeah.
You could also throw a few of the oxygen absorber packets in there, and that'll
Yeah.
keep everything dry and everything from rotting away.
Well, guys, comment below if you have any recommendations for Adrian, what he could have done, put in there, you know, that maybe he didn't think of, or maybe something he should have left off. And thank you guys so much for watching. And we're gonna, like I said, check the comments below and check the description to see if the video has been posted yet. Here in the next month or so, I'm gonna spend 3 days out in the woods with my survival kit and see how it goes. So check the description for that. Thank you guys for being part of this video, and
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the little thumb up thing. It really helps YouTube promote my videos and recommend them to you all. So thank you guys so much for watching. Keep it real.